Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Aska, and in today's tutorial you're going to learn how to crochet this Crochet Granny Stitch Skirt with flowers, and it's a beginner friendly tutorial. So if you're new here, please subscribe and click the notification bell. So without saying much, let's get started. So these are the materials that you're going to need. You'll need a pair of scissors, darning needle, 2 stitch markers, tape measure to take your waist, hip, and also the height of the skirt, and you're going to need 2 hooks. So you're going to need 4.5 for the skirt and 3.5 for the flowers, and you're going to use these colors. I'm going to use the pink for the skirt and these two to make the flowers. Okay, so I'm using Robin. This is 100% acrylic. It's a Kenyan brand, and it's a lightweight yarn. It's a fingering weight yarn, so we are going to double the strand. Okay, so it's just the same brand for all of them, so you can use Winter King or any medium weight yarn. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start. So take your 4.5 and let us start. So you're going to consider your hip measurements, and you're going to start by making a knot. That way. So you're going to start with foundation double crochets. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, yarn over and insert your hook into the first chain here with a double crochet. So pull up a loop, pull through 1, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Yarn over and insert your hook into the back of the previous double crochet. We have a stitch there. Here, pull up a loop, pull through 1, pull through 2 and pull through 2. That way. Yarn over, insert your hook at the back, pull through 1, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Just like that. Yarn over, and now just continue. So you're going to continue with this until you achieve your hip measurements. When you stretch your work, make sure you stretch your work enough so that because you don't want it to be loose, so you have to stretch your work while taking the measurements. So I'm going to continue until I have 120 double crochets, and also the amount of stitches that you make should be in multiples of 4. So 120 is in multiples of 4. So go ahead and continue with yours, and you're going to meet after this. You pull through 1, through 2 and through 2. Now I've made the amount of stitches that I was looking for, so I made 120 stitches. So let's take the measurements and see. So when it's not stretched, I've folded it into 2. So when it's not stretched, it measures 15 inches. But I was working with a hip measurement of 36 inches, so that means this should measure 18. Okay, 36 divided by 2, we get 18. So this should stretch up to 18 inches. You see, it can stretch even up to 19, but don't overstretch your work. So 18 inches is okay. So now let's go ahead and start on the next row. So also you're going to take your measurements and stretch your work just a little bit, and make sure the amount of stitches that you have should be in multiples of 4. Now let us start the second row. I consider this to be the first row, so let us start the second row. So before we begin the second row, we are going to join our work to form a circle, and make sure your work is not coiled. Then you're going to slip stitch into the first stitch. This chain 3 doesn't count as a stitch, so slip stitch into the first stitch there and make a slip stitch that way. Then on this other side, you're going to go to the first stitch, also on this other side. and you're going to slip stitch into this loose end that way. Now we can start the second row. So you're going to chain 2, and into that same stitch you're going to do 2 double crochets. So this chain 2 counts as a stitch, so place 2 double crochets into that same stitch. Then you're going to chain 1, yarn over, and skip 3 stitches. So 1 2 3. On the fourth one you're going to do 1 2 3. On the fourth one you're going to place a double crochet and place 2 more double crochets. So we are placing 3 double crochets into the same stitch that way. Chain 1, yarn over, and skip 3 stitches. 1 2 3. On the fourth one place 3 double crochets. So 1 2 and 3, just like that. Chain 1 and skip 3 stitches. 1 2 3. On the fourth one do your 3 double crochets. So you're going to repeat now this pattern up to the end of the row, and you're going to meet at the end of the row. Now I'm at the end of the first row and I have 3 stitches left. 1 2 3. So you're just going to chain 1 and skip those 3 and insert your hook into the first stitch here with a slip stitch. So pull up a loop and pull all through that way, and that will mark the end of the second row. Now let's go to the next row. To begin the next row you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. So into the first chain 1 space, this one, when you turn your work you're going to place 2 double crochets there. So the chain 2 acts as a stitch that way. Chain 1 and into the next chain 1 space place 3 double crochets. 1 2 and 3, just like that. Chain 1 and into the next chain 1 space place 3 double crochets. 1 2 and 3. Chain 1, go to the next chain 1 space with 3 double crochets. So you're going to repeat this now up to the end of the row, and you're going to meet at the end of the row. Now I'm almost getting to the end of the third row. I'm on my last chain 1 space. So when you get to the end you chain 1 and slip stitch to the first stitch here. Make your slip stitch just like that. Then to begin the next row you chain 2, turn your work, yarn over, and into that first chain 1 space you're going to place 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. The chain 2 counts as a stitch. Then you chain 1 and go to the next chain 1 space with 3 double crochets. So this is just repeating what we did on the 1 2 on the third row. It's like repeating what you did on the third row. So okay, and you're going to continue with this until you get to the point where you're going to start doing the slit. So I'm going to continue until I have 5 inches left of my work. Then we're going to meet at that point. Now I'm done working on the size that I needed before we start working on the slit, and this is how it looks like. And this is the part where we are doing the joining. It's on a straight line. Okay, so now I'm going to take the measurements, and the height that I'm working with is 19 inches. So I'm going to allocate 5 inches for the slit, and the waist will take 1.5 inch. So the waist starts from this first row here. So this should measure 14 inches, so that you are left with 5 inches for the slit. Okay, so if you are making a shorter one, because this is a bit long, it's a client's order. If you are doing a shorter one, you can do 4 inch for the slit. It will still be okay. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start on the slit. I'm just going to continue the way we were doing before. I'm going to turn my work. So to begin the first row of the slit, you're going to chain 3. So I've already chained 2, so I'm going to add 1, and now you're going to place 2 double crochets into the first chain 1 space here, like that. Then you're going to chain 1, and into the next chain 1 space you're going to do 3 double crochets. Now you're going to repeat whatever we were doing on these other rows all round, and you're going to meet when you're almost at the end of the row. So continue, and we'll meet almost at the end of the row. Now I'm almost getting to the end of the row, so I'm just going to chain 1 and do my last 3 double crochets, and that will mark the end of the first row for the slit. So now let's go to the second row. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and you're going to yarn over and place 3 double crochets into the first chain 1 space here. 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Chain 1, go to the next chain 1 space and place 3 double crochets. So that is how it looks like. Chain 1, and just repeat the same process now all round, and you're going to meet when you're almost at the end of the row. Now I'm almost at the end of the row for the slit, so I'm going to place my 3 double crochets on the last chain 1 space, that way. Then you're going to chain 1, yarn over and insert your hook into the chain 3 that you made here, this space, and place your double crochet. That will be the end of the second row. Now let's go to the third row. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and into the first chain 1 space, this space, you're going to place 2 double crochets, that way. Chain 1 and go to the next chain 1 space with 3 double crochets, just like that. Chain 1 and repeat the same thing, 3 double crochets in each chain 1 space all round, and you're going to meet when you are almost at the end of the row. Then from there I'll just explain how you're going to continue until you achieve the size that you are looking for. So continue, and you're going to meet almost at the end of the row. I'm at the end of the third row, so I'm going to chain 1 and place my last 3 double crochets into the chain 3 that we made here. So place your 3 double crochets there, and that marks the end of the third row. So you go to the 4th row and you're going to repeat what you did on the 2nd row. Then you go to the 5th row and repeat the 3rd row. So keep alternating between the 2nd and the 3rd, the 2nd and the 3rd, until you have the size that you are looking for. So the next row, you're going to start by chaining 3 and placing your first 3 double crochets into the first chain 1 space here, and just repeat the same thing. So continue, and you're going to meet when you're done with the skirt, so that you can work on the waistline. Now we are done working on the slit, and this is how it looks like. So let's take the measurements. I was making a 5-inch for the slit, so you see I have my 5 inches. So when you get to the end, you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn, and this is how it looks like. Now let's go ahead and work on the waistline. So you're going to go ahead and attach your yarn at any stitch. It doesn't matter, just any stitch. Attach your yarn. You're going to chain 2, and you're going to work with front loops and back loops. So yarn over, and into the first stitch you're going to do a front loop, that way. Front loop, double crochet. Into the second stitch, do a front loop, double crochet as well. Into the third one, you're going to do a back loop, double crochet. So from the back, you're going to yarn over, pull up your loop, and make your double crochet. Into the fourth, you're going to do a back loop, double crochet. So we are doing 2 front posts, 2 back posts, 2 front posts, 2 back posts. Okay, so continue with your 2 double crochet front post, 1 and 2, and 2 back posts as well, 1 and the second one, just like that. So 2 front posts, 2 back posts, 2 front posts, 2 back posts. Just repeat the same pattern all round, and you're going to meet at the end of the row. I am at the end of the row now, and I ended up with 2 back post double crochet. So now you're going to slip stitch to the first stitch here, and you're going to go to the second row. So you're going to chain 2, and you're going to do front posts on top of front posts and back posts on top of back posts. So the first 2 are front posts, so yarn over and go to the first stitch with a front post double crochet. To the second one, do a front post double crochet. Then the next 2 are back posts, so you're going to do 1 double crochet into the first back post and into the second one. Just like that. Then to the next 2 are front posts. In each, place a double crochet front post, just like that. Then go to the next 2, which are the back posts, and you're just going to repeat this up to the end of the row, and you're going to repeat this once more on the next row, and I'm going to meet you after that. If you need a wider waistband, you're going to add 2 more rows. Okay, so you're going to meet after you're done with this. Just go ahead and repeat what you're doing right now. Front posts on top of front posts and back posts on top of back posts. So continue, and you're going to meet after that. Then you're going to start on the flowers. Now when you're done working on the rows, you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn, and you're done with the waistline. So now let's go ahead and work on the flower. So this is the flower that you're going to make, and this is how it looks like. So let's go ahead and start, and I'm going to use a 3.5mm crochet hook. To begin, you're going to start by making a magic ring, and this is how I make my magic ring, just a simple knot, and this is how you're going to hold it. Then insert your hook, and you're going to chain 2, so 1 and 2, and you're going to do 12 half double crochets into the ring. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that is a half double crochet. So right now I have made 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to continue until I have 12 half double crochets. So 4, 5, 6, 11 and 12. Then you're going to tighten the ring, and insert your hook into the first stitch here and make a slip stitch. Then chain 1, and you're going to cut. And now it's time to introduce the white. So this is how this looks like. So let's go ahead and introduce the white. So insert your hook into any stitch. I'm going to insert it into the first stitch there. Then I'm going to attach the white color. Chain 1, and into that same stitch you're going to do a single crochet. That way. Then you're going to chain 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then into the second chain from the hook you're going to do a single crochet. Into the next one, do a single crochet. Into the third one, a single crochet. into the 4th, and into the 5th. So we have 5 single crochets here. Okay, then chain 1 and slip stitch into the stitch where we have the single crochet, into this stitch. Make a slip stitch. Then into the next stitch you're going to do a single crochet, and also into the next one a single crochet. So this is how it looks like. Now you're going to chain 6, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and just repeat what we did here. So into the second chain from the hook you're going to do a single crochet, into the second one a single crochet, then the third single crochet, the 4th and the 5th single crochet. So we have 5 single crochets here. Chain 1, and into this stitch you're going to do a slip stitch, the same stitch which has the single crochet. Okay, then into the next 2 stitches you're going to do 1 single crochet in each, that way. Then chain 6 and just repeat what we did here. So into the second chain do a single crochet, and you're going to make 5 single crochets. Then chain 1 and slip stitch into the stitch where we have the single crochet, that way. Now I'm just going to continue now up to the end of the row, just repeating the same pattern. 2 single crochets, chain 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and do your single crochets, your 5 single crochets. Then chain 1 and do your slip stitch, then 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and chain 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now do your single crochets, chain 1 and do your slip stitch, then into the last stitch you're going to do a single crochet and slip stitch into the first single crochet here, that way. And now this is how it looks like. So let's go ahead and work around these petals. So you're going to go to the first stitch on this side, which is this one, and do a single crochet. Then into the next one you're going to do a half double crochet. Into the next you're going to do a double crochet. Into the next a double crochet, and into the last one you're going to do 4 double crochets. So 1 2 3 and 4, that way. Then turn and work on this other side, so it's just a reflection. So yarn over, and into the first stitch you're going to do 4 double crochets. So 1 2 3 and 4, that way. Then yarn over, and into the next stitch do a double crochet, then into the next a double crochet, into the next half double crochet, then into the last one you're going to do a single crochet. that way. Then skip the chain one here and go to the first single crochet down there with a slip stitch, then into the next single crochet with a slip stitch, and now we are done with the first petal. So this is how it looks like. So let's go to the next one. So into the first, you're going to do a single crochet, into the second, half double crochet, into the third, double crochet, into the fourth, double crochet, then into the last one you're going to do 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, that way. Then into the next one you're going to do 4 double crochets. It's just a reflection of the other side. That way. Into the next 2, 1 double crochet in each. Then into the next, a half double crochet, and into the last one, a single crochet. Then skip the chain one there and go to the single crochet down here with a slip stitch, that way. So now we are done with 2 petals. Then you're going to go to the next single crochet with a slip stitch and just repeat whatever we did here. Okay, so now I'm just going to continue now up to the end. Just repeat whatever you did on the first 2 petals. Now when you get to the end, you're going to slip stitch to a single crochet here, chain 1, and you're going to cut a long tail. You're going to use it to attach our flower on the skirt. And now we are done with our flower. So this is how it looks like. So before you attach it, you're going to remove these loose ends, the ones in the middle. Don't weave in this long tail. So go ahead and weave in, and then we can go ahead and attach our flower. So you're going to place this part at the thigh area, not at the middle, almost at the end of one side, that way. Then you're going to identify 4 points where you're going to place your flowers. So this is the front part of your work, and I'm going to place the flowers this way. So I'm going to attach 3 of them, then you're going to do the last one together. Now I have attached 3 of them, this one, and this one. Now let's go ahead and attach the last one together. So you're going to use the darning needle to attach. And I'm going to attach it randomly. So just make sure your work is attached in place. Now this is how you're going to attach it. You are attaching it on the edges, so go ahead and finish the rest. Now I'm done attaching the flower, so you're going to let your yarn to go to the back of your work that way, and you're going to weave in the remaining end. And you are done attaching the flower. So this is how it looks like. Now you're going to go ahead and make a string of chains that you're going to use to fasten the waistline, okay, because it's a bit loose, so you need something to fasten it off. So you're going to make a string of chains. Now I've made my chains, so let's go ahead and attach. So you're going to identify the midpoint and go ahead and attach your chains. So I'm going to attach it this way. So this is my midpoint. So I'm going to attach it on the second last row on the front posts, double crochets. Just like that. Now I'm going to continue all round, and after you're done with that, you'll be done with your skirt. And if you're new here, please subscribe and click the notification bell so that you don't miss out every time I post a video. So that is it, guys. See you.